1, 2, 4.
Will the real Ray Daniel please stand up? Will the real Ray Daniel please stand up? Will the real Ray Daniel please stand up? You all act like you've never seen a brown person before. Just like our clique, smoking bunk and doing crack in 94. And everyone saying welcome to Forbidden Zone, rip out the hookah and more. The only difference is cluckers on TV, La Llorona, making them G's. And still hanging out being baked and selling out just like we did back in the day when we were in Sunset Foothills. But
Straight up, Choya.
we just keep going. We're strong. That's the way we are. We grew up. So one more time, let me tell you. It goes. Yes, some really crazy and some the real crazy. All you other than crazy are just putos fake. So all the real Ray Daniel, please smoke dope. Please smoke dope. Please smoke dope. Yes, some really crazy and some the real crazy. All you other than crazy are just putos fake. So all the real Ray Daniel, please smoke dope. Please smoke dope. Please smoke dope. All you TV acts is scared. Cause you know, we got the top ratings on this air. The only difference is, we've been doing this for 13 years. Marty running around, grabbing his you-know-what. But he's so cute though, and that's why we say, Ray, Rob, Roach, Paul, Stoney, Louie, Rudy, even Cliff, Coy with the mafioso, and all I forgot, I'm holding a 40. I'm the real crazy, all you other lame crazy are just putos faded. So won't the real Ray Daniel please smoke dope? Please smoke dope, please smoke dope. Yes, I'm really crazy, yes, I'm the real crazy, all you other lame crazy are just putos faded. So won't the real Ray Daniel please smoke dope? Please smoke dope, please smoke dope. Yes, I'm really crazy, yes, I'm the real crazy, all you other lame crazy are just putos faded. So won't the real Ray Daniel please smoke dope? Please smoke dope, please smoke dope. If we don't make it, then no one else will.
Don't miss it, mother booger.
So this is what happens when a terrorist organization that is able to calculate the attacks in such a way to be so precise and hit us where it really hurts. And I'm talking about the human lives that will disappear in several seconds. But I'm also talking about how economic impact, not only that, but a psychological impact on all of us. And that goes for every single person who lives in this great nation of ours. Including everybody from other country, nationality, race, and religion. If you want to go practice Satanism, go do it. Just don't force it on other people, right? Ain't that what the U.S. is about? But I don't want to be talking about that. Point is, September 11, 2001. It sounds like a very bad Stanley Kubrick horror title movie. And you know what, by the way, I think it is Stanley Kubrick movie who made 2001. Was it not him?
Yeah.
I know you people are probably sick of seeing this picture, but it has to be shown for a couple minutes right now because some people haven't even seen it. Some people are still in the dark about what the whole situation is concerning the world affairs. George Bush did a speech, I believe almost a week ago, and we'll talk about that right now. But I have to show this date one more time, September 11, 2001. And you know, if you people out there in La La Land, TV Land, think that you guys have it bad, oh, the shit really hit the fan, I don't want to get too extreme and personal, but you know, you break up with a woman or a guy, whatever, or you lose a loved one to disease, or you get filed for bankruptcy. If you are hearing me, please think about it out there in La La Land, that it's not as bad because you're now under the people who are in the plane or in the building, and just think about that. God bless those people all, and God bless all America, that's all I gotta say, but just think about that you'll pull through no matter what. Breakups happen, economic shutdown happens, psychological wounds tend to open after seeing something so traumatic. But as time goes on, we will heal, and we will all heal, but we will never forget. And you know, now the George Bush administration, George W. Bush administration has a policy. If you like harboring any terrorist fugitives, if you will, you're either with us or with them, and we will consider that government hostile. So basically now is that the U.S. has put the foot down, and it took 3 buildings to go down and 4 planes. But think about this, people. This is not make-believe. This is really real. And it hurts. Okay, enough of that. September 11, 2001. Alrighty, people. All I gotta say about Bin Laden, I just found out today that he's really famous. Not famous, but he's really rich. He gets his money from selling heroin abroad, and I just heard today that he sells 15% of the heroin to the world market, so that where he's getting his money. And I heard also today that he gets a lot of his money to run his terrorist organization and attack by donations and I guess other secret governments. And I heard the other day also too, though, there might have been like 20 some countries that had connections to Bin Laden underground terrorist network. And I've been saying it for years, not years, but I knew that something bad was gonna happen. I'm not trying to be really, I don't even know I don't want to be sounding too much like I know about the future, but I knew it was just a matter of time that the U.S. gets sucked into a global problem. Every country in the world except the U.S. until September 11th had a terrorist problem. Happens everywhere, the revolution, civil war, military coups, and basically they use like what we saw, suicide bombing, terrorist attacks, and I want to cut to another part of the story. I found out, and I've known for years, that Afghanistan has been a country that shows a lot of promise for young terrorists who want to learn how to be a terrorist. And they have these terrorist camps. They have these terrorist boot camps that are famous for showing terrorists all over the world. Apparently, like Israeli terrorists, the PLO, you got your IRA, the Irish Republican Army, they're from Ireland. You have all these terrorist groups that send their kids to Afghanistan, and what they do when they're in Afghanistan for a couple of years, they learn how to terrorize. Like learning how to be secretive, underground, and and being deadly and not putting a face throughout the whole deal. And that's what they're famous for. And then after a couple of years, they graduate from terrorist camp from Afghanistan, and then they go back into the country they're originally from, and that's how it all happened. And I talked about it last week, but one of the hijackers was living on Speedway and North 4th Avenue. That gets too close to home. A good friend of mine said the other day, okay, imagine if one of us are out there in La La Land, okay, back in, he lived here back in 91, 92, one of the hijackers. Apparently the one that hijacked the plane that crashed into the Pentagon, he lived on North 4th Avenue Speedway in 91, 92, and he lived here almost to 13 to 18 months. But I'm not sure, but he didn't know English at the time, but he was able to pass himself off as a normal U.S. citizen, I guess. And so a good friend of mine says, imagine one of us out there on TV La La Land, imagine yourself back in 1992, and someone, say an angel or a guardian, or a divine presence or whatever, comes up to you and says, guess what? The man that could walk in front of you, he's going to be responsible for the deadliest terrorist attack ever in the U.S. history, and he's going to do it 10 years from now. I'm going to give you a knife. Will you go in and kill him? Okay, people, that's a dilemma. That's a very bad dilemma. They always pointed out, oh, if you knew Adolf Hitler when you were a kid, would you have killed him before he went on to become the Antichrist? So, all I gotta say, I guess, hope those hijackers are burning in hell. That's all I gotta say. Life goes on, and it's hard. I know it's hard. I know there's families out there right now that they have reservists called out, sons and daughters, nephews, nieces, fathers and mothers, uncles, aunts, being called out. And it's barely in the thousands right now. And as time goes on, they say it's going to be in the millions. God bless the USA, that's all I got to say. I haven't had the urge to do TV lately ever since September 11th. Because I told you last episode, I was at Walmart when I first heard about it. And I do go to Walmart early in the morning. But I'll never be the same, if I ever had kids. And believe it or not, people out there in La La Land, I don't have kids. But if I did have kids, I would want to let them know that September 11th is one of those days that a lot of people talk about Pearl Harbor. They say September 11th is in infamy with Pearl Harbor. And I read somewhere that Pearl Harbor, like 2,100 people, 2,200 soldiers and civilians died in Hawaii on December 7th, 1941. But on September 11th, 2001, almost 6,200 people died in a matter of minutes. And you know, Pearl Harbor was bad, but I could think this is fucking worse. Because you know, Hawaii is like hundreds of miles away from California, you know, and it is a U.S. a state, it's part of the Union, you know. But when it happened, that was far off. It's like that's what instigated the U.S. to go into World War II back in '41. Franklin Roosevelt declared war at Congress 2 days later, I believe. So and so we all heard Bush's speech, George W. Bush's speech, and you know, there's some things I got to talk about that he said. Some things that are very highly defined, and he clearly states what the U.S. government plans to do, which is good. There were games, hockey games, football games, baseball games going on all around the country. But when George Bush prepared at 6 o'clock Tucson time to talk on national television, everyone could either call the game off or called it a tie because everybody wanted to see the speech. And you know what? I hate George Bush, and I know you people on TV land are thinking, oh, then how can you say you're American if you don't like your president? Hey, that's the beauty of America, people. You have the right to think what you want to think, as long as you're not hurting other people. If you're not doing that, then, like I said, do Satanism or S&M, if you will, or you know, get whatever gets your rocks off, as long as it don't hurt other people, you'll be all right. And so, George Bush did his speech, and I'm going to do some couple quotes that he did, and I think it's the best speech of George Bush's career, and I know he's a recovering alcoholic. So, how more American can you get after that? Alrighty, here we go. George Bush said in his speech a couple days ago, "We will rally the world to this cause by our efforts, by our courage. Justice will be done." He tells the American people, alright, you know, they took out 6,200 Americans, and you know, I know we're all angry in the world. The American people, let's fucking bomb their ass, right? He wants to do that, but we're taking our time. But he's telling the American people, you know, we're all willing to fucking go over there and kick some major ass, thanks to the U.S. military and the State Defense Department. But President Bush said that same night in his speech, get ready for a prolonged war. It's going to be a different war from any war. And he said, we got to be ready to suffer more American casualties. Scary. You know, God bless the military. I have friends and relatives who are in the military, and they're tough. They know what's up. And you know, they always had a good head on their shoulder, and they're all thinking, and they will die for the freedom of others. And God bless those military people, you know, God bless. Because President Bush said it, you know, get ready, we're going in for a prolonged war. I saw the speech a couple of times during the speech. I got kind of annoyed, and it always happened with presidents that when they give a speech, and it wasn't State of the Union. You know, they cancel all programming on TV, but it wasn't State of the Union. But when Bush came out, they were clapping and they were not letting him speak, and I could tell that they hindered his momentum of his speech. But it was the best speech I think he ever done in his entire life. They showed a camera shot of Hillary Clinton shaking the hand of George Bush. And you know, for a second I saw them both look into the eyes like, you know what? You know, they're in shock, so they're like, they don't know what's going on, so we're gonna we're not gonna pretend that we're friends, but we're not gonna pretend that we're enemies, because we're all in this together. And you know what? And if our taxes go up, and you know what? It's gonna happen. U.S. taxes are gonna go up on consumer products, services. The financial system is gonna have more taxes. Alan Greenspan says that. For all you people out there, Alan Greenspan is the federal chairman of the Federal Reserve Board, and that's very important to this country. They're the one who control all the interest rates for the U.S. economy. But I'm going off on that. And so now, this is where the parts get real tense, and I'm going to show really a title. Drumbeat for war builds. Okay, now I'm talking about the drumbeat for war begins. All I gotta say, fuck the Taliban government. They can suck my dick, and they can suck the dick of all the Americans in the whole world, because that's all they're doing, because in the end they're gonna feel it. I found out a couple days ago that the name of the military operation against the terrorists is called Operation Infinite Justice. I know some people out there are thinking it sounds a little too X-Men, but I think it's appropriate to the operations that will take place. I saw the news yesterday, 2 days ago. A lot of planes are leaving DM, AFB, and they have bombers going out and jet. F-14 took off. So these, and once you're sending out F-14s out there, it's gonna hit the fan. I'm sorry, it's gonna hit the fan. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks since the building collapsed, and Pentagon also went down. Almost 1/5 of the structure, almost 1/4. Okay, as you can tell, I'm feeling the same pressure. So one more time before I leave out of here, and for all you people out there who's left in the dark what's going on, it's the Taliban government. The Taliban government is the government that controls Afghanistan. 90% of Afghanistan, and they say they don't have no idea where Bin Laden is at. Bin Laden, the one responsible for sending these motherfuckers in the cockpit of these planes and killing us. And the Taliban government says we have no idea where the terrorist is hiding, but the U.S. intelligence community knows that he's hiding deep inside some sand bunker in the middle of Afghanistan in some canyon. So you know what? Let's bomb their ass. I'm out of here. Fuck that shit. God bless America. That's all I gotta say. Fuck that shit. Fuck Afghanistan. We'll take the fucking turbans off, and you know what, some people might think I'm racist, but you know what? Patriotism from the US of A is better than Nazism, fascism, communism. So all you people out there in La La Land, thank God that we are Americans. Thank God that we're able to do what we want. And thank God that I'm able to go off on public access and go off on my true feelings.
Hey!
All I gotta say is,
Look who interrupted Call Me Crazy show.
hello? Hey. Okay, people, I'm doing a Call Me Crazy, episode 52, and I had the famous, infamous Route to D2 people from all the way from Chicago, Illinois. Hey, Robert. Hey, do me a favor, yell real loud on the phone so we can get it on the microphone for the camera. Okay, here, loud, yell. Okay, Robert's on a 2-week vacation to Chicago, Illinois. And believe it or not, the Call Me Crazy show is live right now. And we're talking about the World Trade Center bombings, Robert. Yeah, And you know what? All I gotta say is, this is Robert. Rob2D2. What's up, Robert? Doing the show. Robert says, what's up to La La Land? Late, I'm out! Here we are again, people, once again. Episode 52. Episode 52. I gotta say now, people, now that we're working on our 3rd week since September 11th, I'm beginning to feel a little better. I know you people are too. I know some other people might not be feeling a little better, but life just goes on. Does go on, and I'm gonna do some TV. First thing first, topic number 1 is always gonna be for maybe, I guess, for the next 10-12 episodes, people, is what happened September 11th. Yesterday, President Bush said that we're in hot pursuit of the enemy, of the terrorists. And also the media, I guess, they're not saying they leaked it out, but the media and Triple C considered part of the media, that is not being responsible by letting the American public, therefore the whole world, know what the military operations of the U.S. are up to. And you know, big top networks and papers and radio, they reported this week that there are now special forces in Afghanistan. For you people out there in La La Land who don't know who special forces are, these are the elite people of the military, and they're all elite. I'm just saying in terms of training, they go through more training where, I don't want to be too movie-wise, but the Navy SEAL JFK back in the 60s approved a program called the Navy SEALs, people who are good in land, air, and water. But as we all know, President Bush has said the war on terrorism is not going to be fought with tanks or in a battlefield. It's going to be with the Special Forces Commando team. And the newspaper and the media this week released facts saying that we do now have special forces in Afghanistan looking for Bin Laden. So we're already in, people, so technically I guess the war has already started. I mean, we're in enemy territory, but they're in there, people. They are in there as I speak. They were sent in, I guess, a week ago, if I have my information correct. But they've been in there for a week. These commando teams searching for Bin Laden. No word yet. They found him, but I guess they wouldn't let the public know. And I kind of feel what the U.S. government is saying. I never agree with the policies of the U.S. government is like, but in terms of going after these guys, you know, let's get send in everything we have. Let's get, let's send in Chuck Norris and Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know. You know those guns they have in the movies, let's use those guns. I'm just joking, people. But anyways, so that's the topic right now. There's a commando team. And you know, maybe it'll be too good to be true to have wake up tomorrow morning, maybe there might be a report saying 12-man commando team did find Bin Laden and took him out, and they have it on videotape. I know, people, I know, it's morbid. But if we could have a like a couple years ago, 1993, there was this big cocaine king up in Colombia. His name was Pablo Escobar, and he was responsible for a lot of good things in that country. He had the economy going. And I'm not talking bad about Pablo Escobar, but he got gunned down, and someone videotaped that thing, one of the military officers. So I'm pretty sure that somebody in the platoon of the special forces could be able to tape Bin Laden getting shot in the fucking head, not once or twice, but through the eyes. Some good friend of mine said today, you know, they're sick and tired of seeing Bin Laden's face in newspaper, magazine, on TV screen, and they show him always smiling, you know, and it's like we the American people are symbolizing the fact that, oh, this guy is taking out American lives, but we're still showing him like respect because we're showing other pictures where he's smiling and whatnot. And that's not an enemy, that's just plain evil. So I'm glad we're over there. I guess pray that the commando teams are alright. And you know, and if we have to send in more fucking troops, and I hate to say this, I'm not part of the military, but you know, I've been reading a lot, and I've been seeing a lot of TV and talk shows, hearing a lot of talk radio, and the word is out that the military is aching to go, you know. I know that it's kind of sad that they're leaving life behind for a little while, but the point is they know they joined, and they're gonna make the best of it. And, you know, they do want to take this motherfucker out. All I gotta say, if I had an M16 or AK-47, put me on a plane to Afghanistan, and I'd go find a Bin Laden for you, and you know, I'll bring it back to Tucson, and we could physically torture him on Call Me Crazy, and that'd be a really cool dream to have. If we could have the leader of the terrorist organization, Bin Laden, strapped to a bed, and I pour gasoline on him, he lights up on fire, the whole fucking bed is on fire, and Farrah Fawcett can come in and say, that's a burning bed. Yeah. I know that might not be funny. Okay, but that's the news right now with the terrorist war. I'm going to be talking about this for a while, people, so bear up with me. As of today, I told myself I will never see more pictures or videotapes of the tower going down because I've been having bad nightmares. Because I hate to say this, and I said this before in the last episode, in the episode before that I was talking too much about suicide bombers and hijackings and terrorists. So I was thinking for a while, maybe if I could shut up, bad things won't happen. But then I figured I might as well say it. I had no idea any of that was going to happen, but I could feel it. Life was going in the U.S. too mainstream. You had MTV that could turn 20 years old, and that's a staple of the American mainstream society. And you know, those people who the hijacker, they probably, you know, if they were able to weave into the American fabric of life and pretend that they were American, and that I know that sounds sorry, that they were able to pretend that they were American and flow in with the flow. But you know, they were on top with their music and videos and, you know, the way they're dressed, you know. I seen pictures of the hijackers and excuse me. Hello. Hey. Nothing much. I'm just doing live. Call me crazy. Yes, I am. Right this second. Hey, can you do a big? Can you give me a big screen for the camera on the phone? Screen. Yeah, for the any kind of screen. What's Craven scream? Any kind of screen. Just scream. I'm putting it next to the camera. Late. You're not even doing it. I'm hanging up. Bye-bye. For you people out there in La La Land, it's the famous Deester. The Deester.
Can you people hear me? Across the land?
The earpiece way.
Okay.
Oh.
No,
First of
I'm
all,
free talk.
Well, I don't know.
Where do you
Call me later. Huh? Whatever.
all I gotta say is crazy!
The Deester. Okay, thank you for calling Call Me Crazy. Haha. But anyway, sorry about that technical difficulties. But
Pictures of the terrorists.
pictures of terrorists, thank you. I saw pictures of the terrorists, the hijacker. They look normal. You know, they were able to read into the way of life that's around the U.S., you know. And I told you last week, one of them lived on the Speedway in 4th Avenue in 1991, 92. And you know, after Friday night, he probably has no friends, and he probably does have cable. So he was probably thinking, you know what, can't wait till September 11th, 2001, 10 years from now. He was probably thinking 91. I really want to go out with a fucking bang. Yeah, going out with a bang was thinking of whole plane in a building out when you're 29 years old. That's so fucking stupid. I can't get that mentality of the suicide bomber, the kamikaze, the people who were famous for starting the kamikaze suicide, hijacking planes like that. Those incidents that happened were the Japanese back in World War II, and during Pearl Harbor when those Japanese pilots were out of ammunition and missiles and whatnot. They, before they embarked on their trip to go attack Pearl Harbor, they all drank poison. So there was a guarantee that they were going to die no matter what. So the Japanese flyers, once they ran out of ammunition and missiles or whatnot, not missiles, but rockets and bombs, they will launch at a high speed and go at any building or ship and take out what they can with their own life in the process. So those have been in writing, and apparently the terrorist camps in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Israel, they say there's some terrorist camps also in Nicaragua and Honduras. You know, some people say the CIA supported some of the terrorist organizations in the early 80s in South America, but that's another story. But so the point is that these people are being taught how to do terrorist crimes, and you know, these hijackers, the most stupidest things I ever heard of dying for your beliefs. And I can understand in the moment of crisis like that night. But when you're the one responsible and you're the one putting a box cutter knife to airline stewardess and bounding their hands and slitting their throat, you're taking it too far. And these people in La La Land, these people, the Taliban government also are convinced that we're going to go to jihad, or I think that's what it's pronounced, a holy war. You know, and here's a little tidbit. 10 years ago, I used to hear this band called Megadeth, just like anybody else, and there was this song they had called Holy War. And in the beginning verse, it's brother killing brother, spilling blood across the land, killing for religion, something I don't understand. And that thing was staying saying that back in 1989-90. And you know, people are like, yeah, whatever. You know, I know he was a drug addict before, but the point is that holy war. He was trying to put that in our brain, holy war. So I can't talk too much about it right now. Okay. Oh, last thing I have to talk about the whole tragedy thing. Not thing. I'm sorry. Horrific events. Found out today, top rental movies in the U.S. of A. as of today are terrorist movies. So the mainstream American public are into watching terrorist movies, and I'm guessing it's including Die Hard movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, terrorist movies. I can't even think of other. How about Black Sunday? About the blimp over the Super Bowl. Now that's a fucked up one. But yeah, those apparently are the top movie rentals. And Blockbuster is now putting a warning label sticker on all terrorist movies, saying if you are offended by terrorist acts or you feel any need to not watch any movies concerning terrorist events, don't watch this movie. This movie has terrorist events. And you know, if anybody's seen out there in La La Land, I know you have it, Die Hard 3 with a Vengeance. You know, that is set in New York. I just saw 15 Minutes a couple days ago with Robert De Niro, and Edward Burns, and there's a scene where the Twin Towers are shown in the skyline, and it makes me ache because I get to know that these fucking fucks of an organization was able to come in and in a matter of minutes could shake up the whole image and the security that surrounds the U.S. It's just like a bad novel come to life. That's what it is. That we're all part of. You know, who is to say it's not next year at this time we're entering the phase of World War III? Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I never saw any of this stuff coming. But who is to say that, you know, World War II took a while. It began back in the late 30s. America wasn't involved then, but Americans got involved when December 7th, Pearl Harbor attack, and they're like, we're fucking in the war. Fuck this shit, you know. And basically that was Bin Laden is doing that fucking, it happens. I found a person who I hate more than Saddam Hussein. And that's pretty hard to beat. But back to the movies, you know, people want to watch terrorist movie. And this other movie called, Commando? Commando's about terrorists. So I'm pretty sure there's 13-year-old kids watching Commando right now saying, you know, why not when we send Commando? Why not send Arnold Schwarzenegger? So Blockbuster did a warning sticker on all the movies of terrorists. So that's it for that. But I'll be getting back to you every episode for the next several months. And until this whole thing is over, and even when it's over, when we're surrounded by red skies and huge cockroaches crawling over everything, and me and the editor are the only one left alive, and there's only 2 people in La La Land. Believe me, we'll still be doing the Call Me Crazy show from a nuclear holocaust perspective. I hope that never happens. You know, they can always do that trauma thing in the back. Alrighty. Okay, I hate to do this. David Letterman got back to doing his top 10 last week. If David Letterman and Jay Leno and Bill Maher and the Forbidden Zone and the Rob to Sis Show can go on, then I can go on too. So God bless the USA, and I won't forget about the whole thing, but I'm reporting other news. Here we go, tidbits. Okay, in Alaska, a hunter was hunting for moose. So, you know, it's a hard thing to be hunting. I hunted once in my life. I'm a city boy, what can I say? But he was hunting for moose in Alaska, and he shot one in the morning, late in the morning. He rose up early. He saw one late in the morning, and he shot it. He went up to the moose, and guess what, people? In Alaska, he found a moose that's, I'm gonna say it, hermaphrodite. Meaning that the moose was male and female, and the hunter freaked out. It's like, he said he looked over the sex of the moose, and he said he had a thing from each gender. So, you know, what makes me wonder, did he still take it home and eat it? Or like, did he fucking take it to the university and be like Gordy in our Creep Show? Like, give me some money for it and I'll let you have the moose with the Pito and you know what I'm talking about. So that's in Alaska. Okay, in Vietnam, a father was having a fight with his daughter and the daughter's husband, which makes it the son-in-law of the father got into an argument. So the father and the son-in-law are arguing in the kitchen of their house in Vietnam when the young homeboy, the son-in-law, reaches over and bites the whole ear off the father and left a big gaping hole in the side of the head, and took the whole ear off. And the daughter said that her father ran around the kitchen with this big gaping hole, bleeding everywhere, and the ear gets totally being spit out by the son-in-law. And 5 minutes later, the guy lost so much blood that he started freaking out, suffered a heart attack, and died. And no people that not the same for Platoon. That could happen 2 months ago. So that was in Vietnam. Okay, then in Prague, that's in Europe, that's the capital of Europe, and one of the many countries that are there. A boyfriend got in a fight with a girlfriend, so he ended up stabbing her and killing her in the apartment. And to make sure that no one could find her, he mailed her out, cut her apart, and mailed her out to several addresses. And so far they've been able to find a leg and an arm. Yeah, I'm trying to do the best I can to people. Okay, and a lighter note, in France, they have their own space program, just like any first world power does, second world power does too. But they have their own space program, and they have these astronauts who are going to be doing a test to test their endurance from floating in space. And they have a total of maybe 20 astronauts from France who are going to be confined to a bed for 4 months. So we'll see 4 times 4, 16 weeks on being in bed. No getting up, no sitting up in bed, laying down for 4 months. You know, and all I gotta say is the world ain't gonna die. Why not make it 2 weeks? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be an astronaut in France anyway. I seen Armageddon. Anybody can be an astronaut. It's not a good place. Okay. In Mississippi, an old truck driver from the 80s became paralyzed from falling off his rig in the 80s, and he became paralyzed from the waist down. So he don't have a job, and he hasn't had a job since. So what he's planning to do live on the internet is amputate his feet. He's gonna cut off his feet live on the internet, and he's charging $20 for people out there in the internet community to download the live feed of him chopping off his feet. He says he has no need for the feet because he's paralyzed from the waist down. Makes sense? But he said that the whole idea, I guess, so people can watch the idea of him cutting off his own feet. And he said he might get called the ambulance, to make sure that he don't bleed to death. So all I gotta say, homeboy must have read too many Stephen King novels. Okay, in the Philippines, in a house late at night, there's a couple weekends ago, I think, maybe 3 months ago, in the Philippines, these people were partying, drinking, you know, smoking, doing their thing in the house, when one of the guys, or girls, there were guys and girls in the house, decided to play a game with a live grenade. The whole idea of the game with the live grenade is to take the pin out of the grenade, toss it to somebody, then you toss the pin, and the person who caught the grenade has to push the pin back in the grenade. What fucking kind of game is that? Might as well save the grenade and go take it out on your enemy. But anyways, these people were drinking all night, and as the night went on, they got drunker and drunker, until finally, one of the people was so drunk, he put the pin in too late in the grenade, but by that time, 4 of the people died right there instantly. The other 5 were rushed to hospital, all seriously injured. And all I gotta say is that I'm getting glad that shit don't happen in the good old USA, because I never heard about people playing with a live grenade and trying to put the pin back in. Any fool knows that you're bound to get hurt. Come on, the Philippines. And by the way, that's where Platoon was really filmed, in the Philippines, not Vietnam. Okay, in Peru last year, a guy also paralyzed from the waist down, trying to demonstrate because he doesn't have a job either. And it's worse in Peru. They're having a hard time. They have some civil war factions and whatnot. But last year on the steps of the Capitol in Peru, in front of reporters, he sliced off his own dick. He sliced off his own penis. That was last year, last winter. And you know, everyone's like, God, what the hell's wrong with you? But he still didn't get a job, believe it or not. You know, you think you cut your dick off in front of all these live cameras over the country and everyone will want to offer you a job because they feel so sorry for you. So on the year anniversary, the homeboy is coming back and he's chopping off one of his testicles. He's going on the second part of the male anatomy. So he plans to chop off his testicles on the same steps. I think he might have already done it. I gotta say it's pretty disgusting. pretty disgusting. But I'm down with that because he's willing to hurt himself to make a point to other people, but not by being a suicide bomber. You can have a testicle chopped off and still live. You know, look at cancer survivor Tom Green. And he married a Hollywood dynasty. He's getting to sleep with Drew Barrymore. So, alrighty. And last but not least, in Washington, that is the military headquarters of the U.S. government. There have been some peace groups out there protesting military intervention against the war with terrorism concerning the U.S. And they're saying if we do attack Afghanistan, that innocent civilians are going to be killed, women and children are going to be killed. They're like, that's not what the U.S. is about. But all I gotta say about those peace groups, and I know I love peace as anybody else, including John Lennon. But all I gotta say, they kill innocent civilians here first. So tit for tat, eye for an eye, motherfucker. Okay, people, I'm out of here. Screw Bin Laden. Hopefully, I've been saying this for 2 weeks already. Hopefully next week we'll have an effigy of Bin Laden, and we'll do some major damage on his fucking spirit. I know the lame thing to say. But I hope tonight he's getting butt fucked somewhere by a AK-47 with a red leather ball in his mouth. So until then, the Call Me Crazy Show, episode 52. I'm out of here, and I'll be back in a couple minutes with another segment. So hasta la vista, baby. U.S. rules. I did the wrong sign, I'm sorry. I'm doing a punk rock sign. Alrighty, people. Okay, people, that was the ambassador, the Taliban ambassador to Pakistan, saying that he has no idea where Bin Laden is at. And for all you people out there in La La Land who doesn't know who Bin Laden is, he's the one responsible for September 11th mayhem. And basically, people, all I gotta say about the Taliban government in Afghanistan is that they're harboring a terrorist organization, and the leader of the terrorist organization, Bin Laden. And these people in Afghanistan, the Taliban government, they control, like I said on last week's show, they control 90% of Afghanistan. I'm sorry about that. But they're saying that they don't know where he's at, and they don't, you know, these are the same government that said that they weren't aware that Bin Laden was connected to any bombing. Yeah, right. All I gotta say is that the attorney for the U.S. John Ashcroft, says that either way, you know, you're either with civilization or against it, and then also proceeded to say that they're gonna face Afghanistan and the Taliban government is gonna face a very, very serious repercussion if they don't hand over Bin Laden. And you know, that's what everybody wants in the U.S. That's what I want. Is I want stuff to blow up over there. I want Afghani people, the military going up, body parts falling all over. See how they liked it. And you know what? I read today also the ruler of the Taliban government said today at a press conference, I think today, saying for Afghanistan, the people living in Afghanistan not to worry about anything, because the people in Afghanistan right now are very scared, thinking that we're going to retaliate pretty soon, and which we are, and we will. But they're running away, and other countries won't take them in as refugees. But the ruler of the Taliban government is telling the people in Afghanistan not to worry, right? That the Americans, that he was quoted as saying, the leader of the government of Afghanistan, says that the Americans does not have any courage to come over here, meaning to their land. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. What he doesn't know, I'm assuming he doesn't know, or maybe he does, that we already have special ground forces in there, in that place. You know, they already infiltrated borderline. So, you know, he gets basically people, the war has already started. The drumbeat has started for war. And you know, who do they think they're dealing with? You know, Afghanistan, I heard, is the size of a real, like a small state in the U.S. So, I'm at a loss for words again right now. He ain't going nowhere. I'm trying to wrap up the show. Before I do go off on anything else, I found out today Jennifer Lopez got married. So that's too bad for all us guys out there. And that's about it. But fuck the Taliban. Fuck the ambassador from the Taliban to Pakistan saying that he has no idea. His quote is, he's in a place which he cannot be located by anyone in the country. So you know he has to be in the middle underneath some fucking mile-long sand bunker, just like that movie Three Kings, where they're looking for the gold in those tunnels. And I'm sure he has an elaborate maze of tunnels being built as we speak. I just hope that we can find him, because maybe in this instance of us going over there and hopefully, you know, Bush already said it, this is the New West. He is wanted dead or alive, you know, and I'm pretty sure they're going to want proof if anybody is able to get a hold of Bin Laden. And all I got to say is shoot the fucker down. One bullet in the left eye, another bullet in the right eye. Next week, hopefully, we'll be able to do a good parody of how the Afghanistan culture proceeds to do demonstrations, how they like to do demonstrations of the U.S. They consider the U.S. the great Satan, like I said it before. So they're always burning the U.S. flags and doing horrible things, looting, and get setting up very bad stuff to happen in their own neighborhood, if you believe that, in their own neighborhood, and they burn effigies of people who they hate, like George Bush and Bill Clinton. And you know what? It's time that we get to do it, and hopefully next Saturday maybe we'll have ourselves a good burning bin. It'll be burning very bad. Next episode will be called The Burning Bin. I'm out of breath. Zoolander came out. I haven't seen that. It's kind of weird because I heard and I saw somewhere that Ben Stiller apparently had the Twin Towers erased from the Zoolander movie. It's almost enough for me to go pay the $8 to go see Zoolander and see the city skyline has changed. And it is changed, he said, out of respect, out of the people for New York. No one talked too much about Washington. I see that everywhere now. Like disaster relief fund for New York, New York, New York, New York. I know I'm more New York too, so. I'm out of here, people. I had nothing else to say, anything. Hasta la vista, baby. Oh, thank you, T-Triple-C, for watching. Thank you, you viewers, the viewers in La La Land for making it all possible. But I gotta go. But where's that fucking dumb fuck? Fuck in the paper. Look at that fuck. He looks evil. I don't know what's scarier, him or Adolf Hitler. You know, they're both the same. I take that back. They're both the same. Look at that. He's staring off into space, and he already knows something that we don't know.
Will the real Ray Daniel please stand up? Will the real Ray Daniel please stand up? Will the real Ray Daniel please stand up? You all act like you've never seen a brown person before. Just like our clique, smoking bunk and doing crack in 94. And everyone saying look at the Forbidden Zone, rip out the hookah and more. But the only difference is cluckers on TV, La Llorona, making them G's. And still hanging out being baked and selling out just like we did back in the day when we were in Sunset Foothills. But straight up, Joya, we just keep going. We're strong. That's the way we are. We grew up. So one more time, let me tell you, it goes. Yes, some really crazy and some the real crazy. All you other than crazy are just with those ladies who want the real Ray Daniel. Please smoke dope. Please smoke dope. Please smoke dope. Yes, some really crazy and some the real crazy. All you other than crazy are just with those ladies who want the real Ray Daniel. Please smoke dope. Please smoke dope. Please smoke dope. All you TV actors scared, cause you know we got the top ratings on this air. The only difference is we've been doing this for 13 years. Marty running around, grabbing you know what? Oh, he's so cute though. And that's why we say Ray, Rob, Roach, Paul, Stoney, Louie, Rudy, even Cliff, Coy with the mafioso, and all I forgot, I'm holding the 40. I'm the real crazy, all you other than crazy are just with those ladies who want the real Ray Daniel. Please smoke dope, please smoke dope, please smoke dope. Yes, I'm really crazy, yes, I'm the real crazy, all you other than crazy are just with those ladies who want the real Ray Daniel. Please smoke dope, please smoke dope, please smoke dope. Yes, I'm really crazy, yes, I'm the real crazy, all you other than crazy are just with those ladies who want the real Ray Daniel. Please smoke dope, please smoke dope, please smoke dope. If we don't make it, then no one else will.